I'm alive. I'm here. All right. Now look. I will say this.
Open sign. That's what we
girls,
about.
when you are on social media, I'm just so sorry. It really makes you, it makes your, this is going to sound terrible. I'm trying to put it in the best way. But it makes your score feel like it's more than what it is.
All right, and we back. It's your boy Jay.
I'm Thomas.
I'm Ashley Booker.
Right, and this is Musing Around Season 2, baby.
It's exciting, man.
Happy New Year 2023.
Hey, man, I kind of missed you guys.
Yeah, me too, dog.
I missed y'all, man. That was some bro shit.
Dude, we had to cancel last week because of weather.
Do I have to pause that? Do I have to pause that comment? Pause.
You gotta start saying pause in this episode.
Come on,
Are
man.
niggas still saying pause?
Nah, listen, I ain't saying pause, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you understand me, you know who I am, you know how I move. Listen, be comfortable to who you are. That's all I got to say. Be comfortable to who you are.
Jay.
No need, you know what I'm saying?
We ain't pausing for
you know, I'm too grown to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel right now at this point. You know
Hey.
But let me say this though, real talk. We had a person in this room who just had a kid. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yeah. Let's shout out to my daughter. She got here safely. That's all I wanted. Obviously, I think we talked about it on a few podcasts last season about the whole process of having, a pregnant significant other than me expecting to have a child and how it's going to change my life. And all I can say is, boy, were they right.
Yeah, man. Going to daddy
Shout
club.
out. I'm retired, guys. I'm retired. Somebody else has to take over in St. Louis. I'm done.
He doing the Princess Bride wave going down the line.
Man, this is my farewell tour, guys. Yeah, I'm just kind of on the other things. You guys got the streets. You guys will hold it down for me.
Hey, but you know what? I feel like he quite honestly puts a little more fire underneath you. People say like when you like have a kid, you just slow down and it's over. I would say like it becomes like it either becomes the reason that you turn up, or you start to reflect and understand that you don't got enough going on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, lucky for me, I was having a conversation with myself like, dang, how many assets you grown? You know what I'm saying? Before I had a kid. But I'm just being real with you, man. Like, if you can have a kid and not even think about that, you a strong individual, man. Or maybe you just super young, so that maybe play a factor too.
Yeah. It can happen.
But yeah, you're right though. First kid, man, had to get a promotion. Second kid, started my business. You know what I'm saying? You'll take them steps in life, man. You gotta straighten up.
Nah, it pushes you even more.
I agree.
Pushes you even more.
I'm not sure people are happy with me right now because I'm been very serious.
Grind.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, there's no more of this.
Hey, he looking at the camera.
hey, but for real though, like, what are we talking about here? Yep, we get you to go through this. Yep. All right, what are we really doing here?
Let's go. All right, so let's do a cheers to my boy Ash. Let's do a cheers. Cheers. Yeah. Welcome to the club, my friend. Welcome to the club.
Dilly.
The best way to be welcomed in.
I agree. By the way, I want to just say something else. I want to apologize to all of the guys, my friends, and even my cohorts here, where I would be like, we got to do this. Not understanding what it's like to have a child. And you know what? I'm so sorry. I was young-minded and I guess, what would be the best word for that? Immature. Yeah, I think immature is a great word.
You said no. You
did. Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss. And so I didn't really know. And then now, like, after I looked one look at that girl, I said, oh, I get it. I get what anybody who's ever said, man, no, in the decision making they made, I just want to say,
I see you. That's good.
Sorry.
Come on now. Guys. Yeah. Listen, but you know what, man? I say this to everybody. It's a get the point to say this real quickly. For anybody out there who's transitioning, it's a transition, right? I think for me, from my standpoint, I never get mad about it because I always understand, like, if you know, you know. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's one of those things, once you start transitioning into that spot, into that place, you know what I'm saying? You have a kid and you start to see those things, you start to see. It's almost like a secret club, though.
It is.
Because once you in, like, you can look at someone and they got a kid, you like,
yeah.
I get it.
You know what it is. You know it. I know you know.
Like, you look at a man's eyes and be like,
you tired, huh? You got 1 hour of sleep last night?
Yeah, I see your pain. Son.
Hey, listen.
You woke up with a foot in your face? Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
Hey, man. Oh, listen. The gifts keep coming. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. I woke up the other night, you know what I'm saying? My son was trying to make, you know what I'm saying, like a whole beat, you know what I'm saying, on my arm, you know what I'm saying? He just woke up in the middle of the night, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For those of you like, oh my gosh, your son's sleeping in your bed? My wife feeds my son. He's throughout the night, obviously. He's young. So I'm throwing out.
I don't care. My son's 4 years old. It's still, he pissed on me the other night.
Yeah.
Well, I had an accident. All on Daddy, I'm wet. Motherfucker, I'm wet too. You right next to me, dog.
We all hanging out together, bro.
We both have to change. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen. That's a whole emotion right there.
That's real talk. Man.
That's a whole emotion. You looking at him like, boy, ooh, boy, if you wasn't my kid, boy. if I wasn't a reformed person right now.
No, that's facts. That's facts.
You gonna pee on me. But you know what? You gotta get cool. You won't get your first mishap, as I say. You know what I'm saying? Changing the diaper.
Oh, I've got.
And it's like,
start wearing goggles.
Shout out to my daughter, man.
Hey, listen.
Full of personality already. I can tell I made her.
She laughed too. Little grin after she did.
Yeah, I can tell I made her, man.
Listen, and you got to think about personalities between the mom and the dad. Like, think about that. Because you don't know. Right now, you just don't know. But once she starts getting older, you're going to start seeing who personality she's going to take on more.
Dude, they thought I was going to be the soft one whenever my son was born. Oh, you ain't going to do it. You soft, man. No, it's the opposite. It's the opposite, man.
Now you tough as nails, boy.
Yeah.
That's what they thought with me.
But I got 2 boys, though.
Okay, yeah, you got 2.
A little different.
Yeah. But you know what? I take that back. Because I got boy, girl. First one, girl. And I had to be... I probably end up being tougher on my son to some certain degree. Because life is tough against young black man. So there's reality to that. But I have to think about, like, I have to be super intentional. I'm going to put this out here just for, Ash may already be doing this or start to do this on his own, but I'm going to throw this out here. I have to be super intentional about how I express my love for my daughter, as well as I have to be super intentional about how I express beauty, you know what I'm saying, and what that is for her. And how she fits into that in this world, right?
Okay.
And that starts with like affirmations of like there's self-affirmations that you do for yourself, then just affirmations I give to her like, hey, first off, like you have beautiful hair, right? You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm changing her and stuff like that, you have beautiful hair, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and like
she's like, yeah, Dad, I know.
Yeah, I know, you know what I'm saying? What it is. But like for me in my head, I was like, I'm gonna be super intentional and giving some of those compliments, not because it's true, it truthfully is true, but more than that. I thought about like at the times I would see different people go through school and not be comfortable in their own skin and feel like they got to fit in so much. You know what I'm saying? When I was in school and stuff like that, I couldn't think of really hardly any times I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I felt extremely comfortable. Yeah. My mom probably has a couple stories where I was had a different delusion of who I was, but outside of that, like in high school and stuff like that, I was super comfortable with who I was and what I had to bring to the table. And you know what? The more you can embody that into your child, I think the better off they are. Because especially if they have a mixture of cultures in them, I think it sometimes becomes difficult because they gotta, like, the world may force them to choose, right? And they don't want to choose, and they shouldn't have to choose. And the reality is there is a mix of different aspects they get from either culture or from the parent, right? And I'm talking about genes and such, you know what I'm saying, hair types, skin color, all that jazz, right? All skin colors are beautiful. All hair types are beautiful. So my point is saying this is the world doesn't view all hair types as beautiful, right? So you have to make that normal in your own household, in your own regular way. And so for me, it was like, how can I be intentional?
I like that.
You know what I mean? So shout out there to all the fathers out there doing that for their daughters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Honestly, all you guys should.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful thing, man. Like,
yeah.
You have a person coming into this world and you're her first example of like what she should be looking for, I guess, like in a mate. Just always be very intentional with that.
Yep. Yeah. But it makes you think about some of the things you like it makes you very self-conscious of what you do around your kid.
Very.
You know what I mean?
I gotta be nicer. Like I have to be nicer. I don't want her to think that like, oh yeah, no, this guy could be an asshole and it's okay. He's in a bad mood because his business or he's on a bad business call. He coming and yell at mom and me and everybody. No, that's not cool. Right. Okay, like no, I have to be able to
Yeah. Yeah.
And you'll have a spot to do that too, to let loose so nobody sees.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
You'll find your place.
Yeah.
No, you definitely do.
I tried because it's been one time and I was like, and I felt like a complete idiot. I can't do it. It's like at that point I felt like so stupid and so low and so just not in control.
But when it happens, you look at your kids and say, hey, sorry I acted like that. I cursed out somebody that worked at the bank the other day on the phone. So they messed up with it. They put a hold on my card for stupid ass reason. I'm at the grocery store.
I know that.
So I'm in the truck just letting this dude have it. Like, what did it happen to you? Blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
And I look at my son. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm sorry I talked to the guy like that. I shouldn't have cursed at him. I didn't curse at him. I was cursing. I was mad. You know what I mean? He's like, Pops, I get it. He shouldn't have done that. It wasn't right. I was like, yeah, that's my dude. But you just apologize.
See, that's your partner.
You know
That's your partner.
That's my guy. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I cheers you. Where your milk at? I cheers you right now. No, that's definitely some truth to that. I will say this. Like, I know I'm just flowing off of this. Or my bad. I'm just flowing off of this. But makes me think of how we look at interactions with your significant other, even in a household, right? Because there's aspects of trying to protect the kid from everything. Like you never see mommy and daddy argue at all. Like, but then part of me, I'm just be real with you. Like I look at it like this. I think some of that can have a bad effect too, because I think some people in this world, and I think we see this reflected in different households and different people, think that relationships are supposed to be perfect.
I agree.
And they have this very unrealistic aspect of what a relationship is. And the moment they see anything of, hey, we're not agreeing right now. Oh, I got to go.
No, I agree.
We're not agreeing. We're not on the same page.
What you think ruined that, though? I think social media had a lot to do with that, man.
I mean, yeah, I think it did, but I think it did for those reasons, right? I think people portrayed their lives to be imperfect.
Exactly.
So I think that played into, so to me is if you want to fake that, you look. I think as a parent, you shouldn't be cussing out your spouse in front of your kid. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? If you got to say some choice words, do that behind closed doors. You shouldn't do it at all. Be real with you. But my point is, if you're having disagreements, I think it's healthy to have disagreements, and I think there's a healthy way to do that. And I think you can't protect your kid from not seeing that fully because they're going to see it. And I think social media is a hyper extension or hyper. I'm trying to think of the proper word to use, but I think it's a hyper version of what I'm talking about, right? Because you got people just trying to portray one aspect of themselves, of their life on this whole platform. Like, you know what? Yes, I took these pictures with my husband. We're going on a vacation. We're going from vacation to vacation to vacation. Mm-hmm. Now we're back home. We got a new car. Ooh, I got this thing I ever wanted. I got a new dress. I got all this stuff. He bought me a diamond ring. You know what I mean? And our kids, you know what I'm saying? They get all the coolest toys, but in reality, that's not real life. You know what I'm saying? We all know that a real relationship requires work, requires a lot of conversations back and forth, lots of agreements, lots of happy times, but there's disagreements too.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree with all of that.
Yeah. But that's a hard one to navigate. What do y'all think about that? I know you agree, but what's your outlook on how you navigate that?
I'll say this right now, man. Me and my wife, we had a lot of arguments before we were even married, before we were even a couple. Mm-hmm. She was my kid's mother. Mm-hmm. We didn't live together. Mm-hmm. So we had a lot of battles, man. And I think in that time, we kind of learned each other. You know what I'm saying? We learned what each of us are willing to deal with, what not to say, what to say, how to deal with certain situations. Yeah. And I think that made us stronger as a couple. So now our arguments, most of the time, I know it'll be if I'm in a mood or something like that, or she's in a mood and I see she's in a mood and she sees I'm in a mood or whatever. And we just don't we apologize after the fact, you know what I'm saying? But we know oh, it's okay. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You don't take it over the edge.
There's no huge argument. You know what I'm saying? So, but we kind of have we have our silent fight. That's what I kind of call it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I know she's going through something or she knows I'm going through something, but we kind of just next day or even an hour or so later, hey, I'm sorry I acted like this. And could be nothing. But it's lovely. To tell the truth, we don't have no, we're not we're not cursing at each other, calling each other out our names.
Hey, listen, it's like real that, out here in the streets. I mean? Yeah. Nah, I'm with you, man. And I'm not saying I'm cursing my right side wife out. That's not what I do. That's not my thing. Mm-hmm. Not knocking if someone that does happen. Look, stuff happens.
Yeah.
What do you think about navigating, Ash? You got new kids, so I'm not saying obviously you've encountered this before, but having a kid slightly changes it.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I think the origin to me, and this might be a hot take, I feel like the origin comes from like Disney movies. I just feel like
are we going back? Let's go.
I think it has to go. That's what the programming is. Right?
You're right. No, listen, I can't disagree with that. Shoot,
right.
I can't. The happy ending, the happy ending,
or just the way like things are supposed to work out in life. Like it's a movie, and the thing is that the best picture I saw at one time, there was like this picture of like how you get to success, and people think it's like this, and it's really like it's just like, because honestly that's success in everything. I feel that's in a relationship. I feel that's friendship. I feel that's a business. Everything. I got a chance to meet with a CEO yesterday, and she started Build-A-Bear. She said that it's so funny that people in life just feel like it's just always just this, even once you make it, she's like, because the new project they have, she's like, I'm a multimillionaire, but I'm still having a hard time raising money, and I'm still having a hard time getting businesses in here. I'm still having a hard time doing this. It never stops. And I feel like it's the same correlation. I don't think there's really that much of a difference between that relationship, friendship, relationship with child, everything. I just think that you have to just put in the work. And I don't think there's really no substitute for that either. And honestly, if you knew sometimes, and this is what she said, this was the profound part, if you knew before you went in what it would take, would you still do it?
No, come on,
and so therefore that's why it's good you don't know. It's good you don't know what it's going to take to raise a healthy, successful adult, or it's good that you know that you don't know actually what it takes to be in a marriage for like 40 or 50 years. It's good that you don't know what it takes to make a successful business, because once you get in, you're in, and now you got to figure it out.
Facts.
And I feel like that is my take on relationships. Yeah, I agree with Thomas. Instagram culture, all that type deal, dude, it's a mess. But hopefully we're not talking people who really believe that that's reality. I mean, if you think that's reality, I mean, you're probably not in a relationship anyway.
But listen, I'm going to be real with you. Like,
that's people's life. That's people's reality.
Facts. No, listen. Go ahead, speak on it.
They see Instagram and they're like, oh, man, I can't speak on that because I don't know. I know that's one of the reasons why. Only reason why I'm on social media is so my family from out of town can see my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for that, I've been off Facebook.
I feel you.
I've been off of Instagram for times in my life where I didn't want to, because I don't agree to a lot of stuff going on Instagram.
Yeah.
But it's a false facade, and people don't see that it's a false facade.
Now, it is. I would say this. Look, it existed when I was single, so I can only imagine now. Like before I was like, I haven't been married like for 5 years. I've been married for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Applause for that. I'm gonna hit my own applause. There we go, baby. Yeah, just celebrating the anniversary, baby. Yeah. Come on, baby. But I'm saying this to say, like, even like I look at from when I was single before, the dating pool for what it was all like, it was definitely people who did not have a realistic, not all of them, but a lot of them. Now, the ones that you choose to like go on multiple dates with and stuff like that are the ones that you probably don't see some of those red flags. But my point is, it was a bunch of people who didn't know, you know what I'm saying, like have a realistic view on how relationships should be, right?
But I would also say that, now I think we're ignoring the elephant in the room too. And it's not OnlyFans, okay, guys? It's not OnlyFans. All right, I know everybody wants to talk about OnlyFans. No, it's not OnlyFans.
Nah, it's not that.
What it is these dating websites. See, listen, for myself, man,
you think so?
About this,
Jay, let me tell you something. I haven't been out here with that. Yeah. So I have to speak as a person who knows friends that are on them, and I'm gonna tell you something. It has ruined the whole game of dating. It has ruined the whole game, I think, of doing a lot of things because of this. It's turned into almost like, hey, I'm lonely, you're lonely. Hey, let's meet up. Let's do this. Boom, boom. Then, like you said, now all these preconceived things try to go in. Guys are watching self-influenced guys who are like, yeah, everything should be, and then you got women who are watching the opposite of being like, why can't I find a guy to marry me? And maybe I don't need a guy. Maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do this on my own. I think they're all being fed a bunch of hot garbage in the essence of this. We need each other. And look, guys, I hate to admit it, but we need each other, okay? Because it balances each other out. And honestly, if you do plan on having a family and children, it definitely provides a better understanding of the polarity that really exists on this planet.
Yeah, okay.
Is that a better way to put it in this way? Because now when you do these dating sites, I just feel like everybody kind of gets lost in the sauce. And then they're in this sauce and they're thinking, because sometimes it's a misrepresentation of really what's happening. Dude, women sometimes really have a big time. And look, and you guys can all come for me for this, but I think you guys have a big misunderstanding sometimes of a guy just want to have sex with you as opposed to actually wanting to be in a relationship. And I really do, because I feel like they feel like if they have a lot of suitors and a lot of people swiping on them, that, oh, I have all the options in the world. No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you fucking don't. No, you don't. I'm gonna look at. No, you don't.
Okay.
No, you don't.
That's
Not at all. And I feel like with men, I feel like now because of that, it makes it hard for you to be like, damn, is this girl even wifey material?
That's the thing.
Where do I find my wifey material?
Yeah.
Man, these poor guys out here, where do they find it at? Because girls are in love with their camera. Am I right or wrong? They're in love with these dating apps.
It's just like dating. You gotta weed through what's the exterior. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where it gets difficult, because now you have to spend time.
Yeah.
Man, and we already know time is your most valuable
asset.
But it's just like dating. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so you got to spend that time to get to know.
Now you do.
I just feel bad for these
now
guys.
You do. I would say this though. I feel like the internet thing, like the dating, like I shouldn't say dating over the internet, but like dating within the apps, I think it's no different in the sense of this. Look, you playing the same game. What I mean by it is that, like, I'm making myself.
You don't think accessibility makes shit worse, especially for a female in their attention-seeking ways?
Okay, listen. Look, Ash got triggered. He's like, rah! Where the glasses at? No, I'm with you.
Out this year, yeah.
Listen, he feels the vibe. But look, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying is, I could understand what you're saying, but to this is what I push back though, right? I saw it before, like, because dating apps been around for a little bit. It's not like it just started now. Like, it was like internet websites and went from like mobile apps, right? They made it more accessible. But it's been around for a minute. But what I'm saying is this, like, even with that, right? The whole culture, the whole game. Think about when you go to a club, right? Like, you got girls who want to be noticed. You got males who want to be noticed. You know what I'm saying? You got people doing it for the looks, for different things for the looks. You have this whole persona that's put on in person, right? You know what I'm saying? All these social platforms do is just pushes it to the extreme, right? So I'm not saying like it doesn't change it, but what I'm saying is the root problem was always there. Like the root issue was already there. It just turned it up. It just turned up the volume in one area.
But Jay, there was a time where you didn't have to even go there.
No.
Now it's like, dude, if you're not on Instagram, you're dead.
No, I'm with you. I feel, well, not really. Like, I think there's that thought until you go out into the world and experience it, right? And I'm not saying this. I'm saying this to people out there. When you go out in the world, experience it and talk to people, right? You can 100% go out in the world and pull a girl's number. You know what I'm saying? I think, like, there's this concept of, well, I can't pull a number. I have to ask for her social media. No. You could still ask for a number if you wanted to.
Are you sure?
Nah, come on. Listen, maybe that's OJ.
Are you sure?
Maybe that's OJ.
We ain't been out there in a while. I think now it's like,
these young girls, they only speak through Snapchat. Listen, they only speak Snapchat and TikTok. I don't understand.
But you got to look like this.
Followers you got.
Look like this. Like, you got to look at the lifespan of some of these platforms. They may not be around for the next 10 years. So you got to understand, like, there's certain aspects that.
But it shaped them.
No, it's
indoctrinated some people.
No, it has. It's made
a culture.
It's made people, especially people who are younger in age, realize that they can look at more things before they start choosing. Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, you know what? How do I know I got the best candy in the candy store? Well, I'm gonna compare and contrast. You know what I mean? Superficially. So like, I'm saying that
this doesn't ruin the crop of women. Jay,
hold on. Look, I'm walking you through it. I'm not saying it doesn't influence women.
Oh, it taints the whole crop.
But I do think this. I think some
it's
of
poison.
the I think for most of those women who's down that page, right? Who's down that lane, I think they was already lost before that.
They were lost.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Jay.
come on, no, walk back with me, Ash. Walk back with me, Ash. Like,
you're right.
If you walk in the club,
right, though.
no, think about it. You walk in the club, take away Instagram, walk in the club.
Instagram it didn't make it anything better.
No, it just turns it up, bro. It maybe took some quiet girls in the back who was thinking about it but never did it, act on it.
It took a paper cut and slit at people's throats.
Yeah.
Well,
it was a paper cut at first. Okay, now I'm taking a knife and just slice your throat open.
No, but I think
hopefully you survive.
Listen, I think that's what you see through the algorithm too as well. And I say this to say is what's being pushed in front of you, because you got to think like this. When I go on Instagram, I might see a bajillion Camaro Z01s right on there, and I'm like, everyone got a Z01. But I go out in real life, I might see one every 6 months. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's a reality of to what's normally you see in a social media platform, what's being pushed in front of you, and then what you see out in reality. I'm not saying that
even with human behavior.
I'm not saying people are not influenced, and I'm not saying women are not out here, or men are not out here, you know what I'm saying, changing their whole approach to talking to people based off of social media. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is this. So I'm not fighting against that. So we both in agreement for that. What I am saying is the root of the problem is kind of like what you said. Like, you can push it back to Disney movies, right? You could push it back further than that, right? It's not a new problem. It's just a problem that's gotten worse.
I agree, but I will say this. Mm-hmm. This is where there is such a need in the manosphere. There's a need for that because women have that, like, because honestly, it's like everything. If we're opening up a store, if we have a clothing company, who are we going to target? Women. In the music business, who do we target? Women. Why, guys? Women are the biggest consumer. So now, what do you think these platforms target? Women. And I'm telling you, what happens is this. When a woman gets on there, if we're going to act like life's fair, get the fuck out of here. I don't even want to talk to you. All right. Now, life's not fair. Hey, welcome to Earth. Hey, welcome to Earth. Okay,
like Ash turning into Neo right now.
I know, real talk though. Real talk. This shit is not fair.
Man, here we go. And listen, it just isn't fair.
He did bring him.
I saw him bring it now. Hey,
I didn't even see him.
No, I peeped it, bro.
Maybe he left Neo in 2022.
No,
man.
Look, guys.
Hey, Neo 2023, baby. What you mean?
Hey, I'll tell you just like this. If you think life is fair, man, you're on the wrong planet. Life isn't fair. It isn't. So I'm not going to even speak in those fairy tales. This is not real. Yeah. Now, when a woman gets on social media, and I think we have had this conversation, we even had it with women.
Yeah. We have. Yeah.
And I love it. It's spirited.
Yeah.
But the thing is that
I almost got trapped in the box.
I almost got killed. You know, it's okay. I'm alive. I'm here.
What do we call it when
that's 2022.
2023 shit. Yo, I'm alive. I'm here. All right. Now look. I will say this.
Open sign. That's what we
girls,
talk about.
when you are on social media, I'm just so sorry. It really makes you, this is going to sound terrible. I'm trying to put it in the best way. But it makes your score feel like it's more than what it is. Because when a girl, and that's why the manosphere is so big, because the dating situation for these young brothers or young European, I don't care, young people, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. All right, young people in general has became very diluted with these women who have inflated belief in themselves because they feel like they're bigger than the crop of the guys who live around their town. Like they could be in whatever town in whatever state, or hell in whatever place around the world in whatever country. And the thing is that they know that, well, if I have a profile, then yeah, it might be some guy from the United States that hits me up. Or hell, if I'm a girl and I'm in the middle of Ohio, maybe some guy in LA or New York hits me up. Because it could totally happen. You're on the internet. Yeah. And if you have the,
start taking flights.
Now listen, I'm with you. Look, I'm with you.
And so it's ruined the dating for the guys, because honestly, those girls would have never had those options back in the day. They had to deal with the crop that was there. They live in a community. They had to be in that community. If you want to see other community, you had to go to another community.
Okay, I'm with
Does
you.
that
on
make sense?
That makes perfect
like,
sense.
I mean, that's been ruined for quite some time, though.
But-
Even MySpace ruined that.
Well, but it got really, because it was still like in its infancy stage. I never. Well, I don't even want to tell a story about MySpace.
Hey,
but
people was out there. Black Planet, you know what I'm saying? Come on now, man. Come on now. What a cheers for that, baby. Black Planet. Who know about that, bro? Who know about Black Planet?
I don't know about Black Planet.
I will tell y'all about Black Planet. And God, I was single at this time, and I want to preface it with that. And I literally had a Black pen. I used to have to go to the computer lab on my college campus and be like, and check my messages. And I remember I had a profile, and then I remember this girl hit me, and she went to Louisville or somewhere, and I said, "Wow, okay, that's what's up." Didn't think much of it. One time I got a message, "Hey, I'm gonna be coming through Lawrence."
Yeah.
There you go.
Playmaker.
We all know
Hey,
that kick
play
it in
that.
And
Lawrence
when that
Kansas.
happened, it showed me something. I said, I had to tell all of my buddies back home, because some of my buddies ain't go to college and shit, so they ain't know about all this.
Yeah.
And I said, bro, like, you ain't got to just be dealing with these girls here, bro.
It's a whole world out here. A whole new world.
Get on that Black Planet. You gonna figure out how you meet people.
And I think this might have been, guys, the first iteration of the passport, bro. Because it's like, if you don't like what the girls are talking where you're at, you can always go somewhere else.
Hey, that's some
And
truth
maybe
to
you
that.
will be appreciated. And so
Hey, listen, we can keep going back with this, man.
but it's the facts. I feel like this. Okay, to be serious, all jokes aside, I'm gonna wheel this in.
They old as hell over here talking about Black Planet.
Hey,
Somebody here 22, like, what the hell are they talking about?
Black Planet. Dude.
hey,
Is that like Wakanda?
don't shit on it till you try it. You hear me? hey, don't judge us until you try it.
Talk about that Planet of the Apes? What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you about that racist white man.
Stop that, man.
Hey, that's the same racist white man that he be asking how you get a profile on there. Hey, can I get church on that?
Hey, with a black picture. With a black
Exactly.
picture.
Hey,
Hey, but we coming for those people. Don't do that.
trust me.
That's
Hey,
the
don't
new
do that.
blackface.
Nah,
the
if you don't
present
think-
day blackface.
Hey, man.
hey, if y'all don't think we the only ones who like melanated faces,
Oh no, come on now,
Oh,
everybody.
that,
Listen, man.
that dates way back.
Some of those most beautiful people in the world, if not the beautiful people in the world, depending on your opinion, my opinion, is melanated. So there you go. Come on now. So I'm gonna say
that's
this.
Jay shot fires, not me.
Hey, listen, John. Hey, look, you look
I
at,
talk my little shit.
hey, you look at me who be winning these beauty contests. You know what I'm saying? It be South America. You think melanation is not in South America?
Man, y'all better
hit
get
a
crazy.
button. Hit a button.
Man.
Out your mind. Come on now. But you know what? Let's wrap up this segment and say this. Look, man, if you are raising young ones, the point is, I think what the conclusion we made is, be conscious of what you're doing. Be intentional. That's my final words for this segment. Be intentional and make sure you're stepping in line with your partner, right? And you guys are on the same page, because it's going to take work, and there's no such thing as a perfect relationship.
Amen.
Anything else from anybody else before we drop this segment?
Children are the future.
Hey, yo, that was an Eddie Murphy song.
You know what I'm saying? Let them lead the way.
Ain't that boy good? Sexual chutney. Ain't that boy good? Anyway,
We old as hell on this.
we showing our age, but it's all good.
Like, they old as dirt.
I'm
bro.
gonna tell y'all
I
something.
seen Coming to America 2. There was a one.
Hey, age is a blessing.
Oh, man.
Age is a blessing, and honestly, yeah, I've been around the sun a few times,
Yeah.
even though I don't look like it.
Come on now, we young guy here.
Hey,
we young guy here, baby.
Hey, cheers to the melanation.
Oh, come on now, come on now.
Not the melanation. That's a new
The
one.
melanation. If that's a word.
Trademark that shit.
Right.
Melanation.
Hey, that's up there with Black Planet, baby.
Melanation. Melanation. Hey.
All right, pledge allegiance to the.
You made
Wait a minute.
You did
Jay.
something right there.
Right,
Did we just create something?
We sure did.
Did we create?
We got to cut that out.
Yeah.
Right. That might be like a whole thing.
That's
a new dating app.
That's a trademark right there, Playboy.
But I will say this.
That's merch.
Welcome to the melanation.
To piggyback on my brothers, I would say that yes, be very intentful on how you're raising your children. Make sure that, like, just understand that they're vessels and they are watching everything you do. Even when you think they're not, they're paying attention to energy, which I'm a big believer of. And then, two, they're paying attention to your action, your words, your everything. Yeah. So just always be very intentful when you're dealing with people coming up in your seed and children in general. I mean, hell, if they're not your kids, just be intentful. Yeah. Like, correct. Just operate with intent and integrity. I think that's the least we could do, is that for our shortcomings or whatever maybe has ever ailed us, is that we try to do better for the next. And I feel like that in itself is just karmic energy that is reciprocated, that is beyond probably even my belief, everybody's belief in this whole thing that we call whatever we're doing. But either way it goes, I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to go there and keep it simple. We're just going to say that, hey, just do on to others, man. Like do better. Like if you saw something when you're coming up and it bothered you, hell, man, try to be better this time. Yeah. Because now you do have another chance. There's another life, and they have a blank slate in front of them. Yep. And let's try to make it as beautiful as possible.
Let's go. All right, we're going to catch y'all in the second segment. This is the first one. Catch you in the second one, and we out.
Peace.
Peace.